Some more WrestleMania plans are being thrown around, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's new with Matt Riddle, Bobby Lashley, Asuka, and more. Let's start things off with the latest major update for Matt Riddle. Riddle was written off of WWE television a few weeks ago after the Bloodline hit him with a massive attack. Now, at the time of the attack, everyone seemed to be in agreement that it definitely looked like Riddle was being written off, but no one knew why. Some fans thought he was being written off to freshen things up and maybe give him a new direction. But according to a new report from bodyslam.net, Matt Riddle actually failed a WWE wellness test. The report claims that one of the failed tests actually came leading up to SummerSlam, and that's why Riddle and Seth Rollins' match was cancelled. Now it's being reported that Riddle is facing a 6-week suspension this time around, and that's why he was written off. WWE hasn't acknowledged this report or addressed it in any way. They're sticking with the storyline injury as the reason why Riddle is missing the 6 weeks of action. But if the report is true, it's a very concerning situation, no doubt about it. The reports claim that another violation of the same matter could result in either rehab or complete termination. So it's a scary situation, but hopefully it all ends up right in the end. Alexa Bliss has been front and center of Raw with her ongoing character transition, but another superstar who has quietly been starting her own character transition as well is Asuka. So, like we've been talking about, Asuka has been going very hard with the teasers for her character on social media. She's been posting several cryptic messages all day long over the last few weeks, along with cryptic old pictures of herself. No one knows what Asuka was referring to or hinting at with her recent social media posts, but everyone has taken the similar guess that it could be related to an upcoming character change. Well, it looks like the December 12th edition of Raw was the first week of Asuka's new transition. For the first time in a very long time, Asuka's face was completely bare. Usually Asuka has her usual face paint on, but surprisingly she did not have a single drop of paint on her face, and it was completely uncovered. Now, that alone could have a lot of symbolism and meaning behind it. Maybe it's representing the fact that she's starting fresh again. She's building up to something new again and leaving that previous era behind her. This is the start of a new chapter for Asuka. The old face paint is gone. She's not dancing around the ring and being her usual self. So maybe this is a beginning of a much more serious version of her character. Now, given the teasers and hints that Asuka was dropping on her Twitter, she made it look like her character was going in a very dark and evil route. So it'll be interesting to see if that's where they could be heading with this character change. Does Asuka start off all normal and bare-faced, but she only continues to go down this rabbit hole of insanity that brings her to that dark space as time goes on? That's very much a possibility. If Asuka truly goes down that dark route, could even a heel turn be in play for her? Maybe a much more serious tone to her character along with a heel turn and character change is what brings Asuka back to the top of the division. So Asuka's situation will be another one to keep an eye on. Expect more character teases and hints there coming from Asuka. Some big news recently dropped regarding WrestleMania 39 plans. Early reports claim that Triple H's WrestleMania 39 plans are already mostly in place, and there won't be any big changes made to what he's done already. That's what he's sticking with, so there won't be any crazy last-second changes. One of those new plans that is being discussed right now is a big WrestleMania match for Brock Lesnar. At first, everyone thought that the third matchup between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley would be the matchup for WrestleMania 39. But reports claim that WWE could go in a slightly different direction. Reports claim that Brock Lesnar versus Gunther is allegedly being discussed for WrestleMania 39. So, as much as fans want to see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley go at it again, Brock versus Gunther could be just as interesting. Gunther is currently establishing himself as the most dominant intercontinental champion that WWE has seen in quite a long time. So what better way than to elevate the intercontinental title and give Gunther a chance to really prove himself than for him to face off against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 39. Seeing Brock Lesnar compete for the intercontinental title would make it feel really special. The match would really feel like if it's a world title on the line. And if Gunther flat out defeats Brock Lesnar in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania, that's only going to take Gunther into a whole new atmosphere of superstardom. So that would be a big benefit coming from this match as well. There were a few other WrestleMania matches being rumored as well, such as Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, The Rock versus Roman Reigns, John Cena's big match, Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair, and more. All those matches are huge matches in their own respective ways. Seeing Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes have one last match to properly top off their 2020 feud sounds great. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey is another match that's been talked about for years. Of course, that match seemed like a massive deal back in 2018-2019. The hype for Becky versus Ronda in current day may not be as high as it once was, but that'll still be an interesting matchup given their history with each other. So if the official matches turn out to be anything similar to the rumored matches, it sounds most definitely to be a loaded show. The Wall Street Journal recently dropped a new article on Vince McMahon. According to WSJ's sources, they claim that Vince McMahon was not happy and regretted his decision to retire. They claimed that it was individuals around Vince McMahon who advised him to step down, considering everything that was about to come out from the investigation. But they claim that Vince McMahon regrets it and how he believes that everything would have blown over if he stayed in the position. The report says that Vince McMahon seriously wants to make a WWE comeback and have a role with the company again. Fightful jumped in on the news and said that the high-ups in WWE don't want anything to do with the comeback from Vince McMahon. There was a rumor a few months back that Vince McMahon's name was allegedly in discussion for the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2023. How would Vince McMahon physically appear during WrestleMania weekend, and how that'll be an official send-off from WWE. But with Wall Street Journal dropping new reports, new accusations coming out, and now the report that Vince McMahon wants to fully come back to WWE, who knows if there's any shot of that Hall of Fame rumor being true anymore. So no one knows what the outcome will be here, but Vince McMahon allegedly wants to come back. So we'll see how that plays out considering everything that's continuing to surround his name in current day. But what are your thoughts on today's stories with WrestleMania 39, Asuka, and the rumor of Vince McMahon wanting to return to WWE? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.